Hi everyone, it's Anne here again, and what I have here is a lot of dangles that I've made, which you can dangle from your journals, and you can just use one or you can put two or three together to give some really nice effects. They're very easy to make, and you can make them at different lengths, and you can make them as fancy or as plain as you like. Okay, just move them over there for a moment and I'll show you what I used as my base to start them off. I use these, which are probably a common thing to find in most people's bathrooms. And if you chop the ends off, what you're left with is a nice little hollow tube, which makes a really nice bead. Really good base for a bead. And then I'm going to get a piece of fabric. I'm using silk, but you can use whatever you've got, but I find silk's good because it's very thin. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end of the cotton bud. And I'm just going to pop the silk on there and hold it for a second till it sort of, the glue dries a little bit. While I'm waiting for the glue to dry, I'm going to put some more glue on the rest of the plastic tube, like that. Now I'm going to roll the fabric around the tube, nice and tight, like that, till we get to the other end. I'll just trim that off. And put a little bit more glue just to secure the end. Okay, I'll just leave that over there to dry for a sec. While I'm doing that, I'm going to get a piece of wire. It can be any gauge really, something nice and soft, but not so thin that it's going to snap. You need a piece at least 3 times the length of your bead. So I'm just going to guesstimate. I'll take a piece about there. And then I'm going to fold it in half. And then pop on a little dangle, a little charm, should I say, and let that sit in the middle. If you hold it down the end with your pliers, grab hold of the charm, you can just twist that a little bit just to secure it and just to sort of tidy it up a bit. Okay, we've got the little charm on there. Now I'm just going to put a bead on top of that. Make sure I get both of the ends of the wire through the bead. And then push it down. Okay, so what we've got is a dangle, sorry, I keep calling it a dangle, a charm on the end of the wire, followed by a bead. Now I'm going to put the 2 strands of wire through the fabric covered plastic tube, like that. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers to use this bit of wire. Actually, that's a bit long, so I'll trim a piece a bit off there. We only need about 1 inch. I'm going to use the round nose pliers just to form a circle, which will become an attachment point. Sorry, that's not very tidy at all, but you get my idea. Squash that. Okay, so we now got a charm on the bottom and a bead, and then our fabric coloured tube with a circle of wire on the top to attach it to a piece of wool or a piece of ribbon, whatever you choose. And basically, you've created a dangle already. You can leave it like that, or you can, this one, where am I? I put some extra beads on wire and wrap that around. So I got a piece of wire. I secured the ends by going twice through the beads at each end, and then just wrapped the wire around the bead. I won't do it yet because this is still wet, but I just wrapped the wire around, and then with the little points at the end just put little curls in them so that it finishes them off nicely. Once you've done that, you can get a piece of ribbon or a piece of wool or seam binding, whatever you want to use, and thread the top hole with that, and take it down so it's in the middle, like that. And then with one hand you turn away from you and the other hand you turn towards you, so you create a twist in the ribbon or the wool, whatever it is you're using, cord. Just do that a few times until you've got a twist in it like that. Make sure your dangle stays in the middle, and then come together and it will create a nice little curl for you. Just tie a knot in the top. And there we have it. That was so easy, I'm sure you'll agree with me. That's a nice little dangle with very little effort. Some of them I used wool instead of fabric. That's a fabric one. That one I did with wool. And these ones I've done with wool. This was the wool I used actually, and I've used the same wool to either wrap round or make the cord with. And this one has a wool on the top but fabric on the bottom. So the possibilities are endless. As I say, you can dress them up or keep them plain, and you can put a whole bunch together and have them dangling from your journals. And it just adds another element. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you again very soon in the next one. Have fun.